Hello, everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope you're doing great today. Happy Monday to everybody. Hi, E. How you doing? Yeah, it is. It is tarot time. It is tarot time. The day goes by fast. In fact, I'm a little bit later than I normally go on, but not that much later. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Sophie. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here and welcome. And thank you for your subscription. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I am a tarot reader, and I can answer any of your questions, with the exception of medical and or legal questions. And I am using the Little Twin Stars tarot deck today. I use this one a lot. It's kind of like my tarot or my travel tarot that I use because I am not at home today. So yes, I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I am also a psychic medium. Oh shoot, that's what I forgot. I forgot my tea. Oh. I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on if that is something that you are interested in. Please let me know before you send your donation. I really appreciate that. I've been doing that. So I've been doing mediumship readings. I started offering them professionally. So I've had this channel for almost 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in February. I started getting mediumship readings. I want to say like maybe 3 years into starting this channel. I've been giving mediumship readings just as I've been giving tarot readings non-professionally offline. And I kind of have found the same thing, and I think it goes back to my studies with past life regression therapy. I can get in touch with most people who have passed on, but I can't get in touch with absolutely everyone. And I have found that the few times when I can't, it's usually if someone has just recently passed, like within a matter of days or weeks, or if somebody had passed quite a while ago. So my theory is that there are those who cannot communicate with me immediately, or they cannot communicate with me once they've reincarnated. Time is a factor. If someone has recently passed, according to my faith, they have not developed the skills to communicate with this earthly plane. And conversely, if they have been off this earthly plane for a while, they may have reincarnated. So I always like to check beforehand before going forward with that. Speaking of past life regression, I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was a little girl. I know that sounds silly, but it is true. One of the first books I ever read was Helen Wambach's Past Life. I think it's just called Past Lives. Discovering Past Lives. It was her first book. She was quite incredible. I have been studying and practicing past life regression for many years, utilizing meditation, guided meditation. That was the first time I ever tried it. I tried it with hypnosis. I was put under hypnosis. I've never been able to put anyone else under hypnosis. That's a skill I have yet to acquire, but I have, and I've been put under, and I discovered some of my past lives. It was fascinating. It was very healing, very helpful, and I have over the years developed a method. I was doing readings for people and getting visions at the same time that were unrelated to their lives now. Yet they were all historically accurate when I would do the fact checking afterwards, and they would do my clients or my friends, whoever they may be, and I was channeling their past lives. I realized that's what I was doing, unintentionally channeling their past lives. So now with intent, I know I can channel past lives, and it doesn't have to be a past life just for the past life that. We all have many past lives. That's the other thing. Some of us more than others, because some of us are older souls than others, but we all have many past lives that often vary greatly from one another, as each life does in every space of the world. So the intent is up to you when it comes to past life regression. If you are looking to heal a wound in this life of some type, oops, doodle. If you're looking to discover something in this life, if very specific, we can ask about that. Say if you're looking to, I don't know, appreciate your life more, have more gratitude. A really good method of I don't want to say like forcing that, but a really good method of gaining that gratitude is why are there there's so many is by having spirit illustrate a past life of yours that was particularly challenging. That was the most challenging past life of yours. That was the least fortunate, the most challenging, like the Ten of Wands of your life, the Tower of your life, or your soul. Because this isn't your life, this is your past life. Yeah, I gave a reading to one of my clients once, and in her past life, she didn't have mobility. She was living in times that didn't have modern medicine. She was living in a very difficult climate. It looked like a rural like tribe kind of life, and you'd think there would have been community and help in that tribal life, but sadly, in this past life reading I did for her, there wasn't. She was ostracized, her and her husband. Hi there, very much interested in past life reading. Yeah, Priyanka, I really and hi Priyanka, good to see you. Yeah, all my yeah, I can do it now. Yeah, absolutely. Past life readings. So if you donate via PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, it's $19.19. If you're donating via SuperChat, it's $27.27. But yeah, I do them live. I do them live. I love doing past life readings, Priyanka. I really do. And I don't it's annoying because Nightbot used to just like roll everything that I put on, but like there's now I have to like actually put in like prompts for my Nightbot to advertise certain things or let certain things be known. But yes, I do offer past life readings, and they're so fascinating. They're always so fascinating for everybody involved. And yeah, I can't hammer that home enough is you can ask for any type of past life reading you want. It doesn't have to be one that's just going to help you most in this life. It could be what was the past life where I was the happiest? What was the past life where I had the best luck in love? Or what was the past life where I had the least luck in love? Or the most like financially fortunate or the least financially fortunate? It can really describe anything that you'd like. I will be right back. I need to go grab my tea. I will be right back. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, and we are back. We are All right, so I also offer, sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm going to the kitchen. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. And just like we have many past lives, as I was describing earlier, we also have a multitude of soulmates in our lives. And they're not, when people say soulmate, they traditionally think romantic. And it can be romantic, absolutely. Absolutely, it can be romantic, but it could also be a friend, it could also be a coworker, it could also be an animal friend, of which I do animal energy readings, animal friend readings, absolutely. Actually, they don't even have to be a friend, I can do an animal reading for them. But yes, I also do soulmate confirmation readings. Yeah, those essentially confirm whether somebody you are questioning in your life, not questioning in your life, but you're wondering if they are meant to be. And you're like, oh, my hair looks really troublesome today. I think it's the light. You're questioning whether they are a soulmate of yours. Spirit will simply say yes or no. Oftentimes, if they sometimes they well they'll answer yes or no directly. We can ask it in two different ways essentially. We can ask if the person is indeed a soulmate of yours, or we can ask your spirit guides if they give their blessing, regardless of whether this person is meant to be in your life or not. We'll ask if spirit. I don't know why my light's going off and on, but we will ask them if they give their blessing. We can ask them if they give their blessing, regardless of whether the person's meant to be in your life or not. I'm repeating myself. It is. I will be honest, as I always am. It is. I don't want to say completely rare, but it's not. It's a little more common for our spirit guides to not give their blessing towards certain people in our lives. At least when it comes to readings that I've done, doesn't mean that our spirit guides don't approve of anybody in our lives. It's usually the ones we're questioning. Um, and our intuition, we need to listen to our own intuition as well. And part of that is, does bring us to places like here for confirmation. Um, and I will say, oftentimes, if you do have some wavering feelings about the person, oftentimes spirit will confirm that. But they'll say why. They'll say why they don't give their blessing. They'll give it a very solid reason as to why. And sometimes the reasons are more solid than others, but they will give a solid reason as to why or why not they give their blessing or nay. I answer a lot of romance questions. Answer all sorts of questions. I answer any question, with the exception of medical or legal, as I said earlier. Just repeating myself. But I answer a lot of love questions, a lot of romance questions. And regardless of whether it's a romance question or not, I always recommend the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread if you are asking about an individual who you're curious about, especially if you're curious about their feelings and their thoughts towards you and their intentions towards you, ultimately. And it doesn't. It's at no additional donation amount. It's the same as what I have posted at the top of my chat, and it answers 3 questions in one. So just throwing that out there. I also offer private readings, and those are by appointment only. And you can simply email me for that, and we can schedule that. It's just you and me, one-on-one. You can provide me with all the backstory and context that you need. We can answer as many questions as you need. We can touch upon different topics. If you're dealing with more than one thing that's particularly troubling or difficult to navigate right now, we can also explore different facets and aspects of your life. So, with that being said, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be next. And please remember to give this video a big ol' like. It really, really helps me. And thank you so much. I'm here, everybody. I'm here. And we just received a donation. Please let me know what your username is in the chat so I can go ahead and add you. You will be first tonight. Hi, Kersha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you'd like a reading, all my donation information can be found at the top of the chat. Thank you. Oh, that was you. That was you. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Kersha. Okay. Oops, I spelled your name wrong. I apologize. Thank you, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. How's Palone feeling about me? Am I pronouncing their name right? Palone. What is their sign? What is your sign? And sorry, these are a lot of questions, but do you want me to ask just what they're feeling about you? Or do you just, or I can also ask, I have a spread that I do their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you. Do you want me to do that? Libra is her sign. Okay. And what is your sign? Thoughts, feelings, and intentions. You got it. Yeah, it's more thorough. I like to offer it because yeah, it answers 3 questions in one as opposed to just one. And you're fellow Aquarius Club. Very cool. Okay, angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Palone's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kersha? Are you new here, Kersha? And if you are, welcome. If you're returning, I apologize for not remembering. And we just received another donation from Miss Jewel. Thank you so much, love. Let me go ahead and quickly add you. Okie dokie. We have Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor reversed, and King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Is this someone who you work with by any chance? Because I'm seeing, okay, we're gonna start. Hi, Angel. How you doing, love? Is this someone who you happen to work with? No, but you used to. Okay. Okay, because I'm trying to figure out the energy behind this. I'm just starting with your general energies. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is slow moving energy, but it's slow and steady. And we have her current energies. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. We have both the King and the Queen of Pentacles here, and they're both reversed. In fact, the only upright card is your energy. We have this Knight of Pentacles. Are you guys currently talking right now? Because I feel this Knight of Pentacles energy that's on your end of things is leading me to believe that, and with her energy being this King of Pentacles reverse, which is an energy of really, it's really unstable energy, unstable, not feeling, you guys are not talking. Okay, yeah, she's not feeling stable. She's not feeling confident right now. She's feeling very, very unstable and incompetent, not confident. We have her general energies. We have the King of Pentacles reversed, and then her feelings. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. She's feeling a lot of stress from external factors. I'm assuming she works, and it looks like she works a lot, and it really, like, the Queen of Pentacles is burnout. King of Pentacles is also burnout. When they're reversed, it's also burnout, work burnout. And I think she's feeling burnt out by life, by external forces in her life, and I see this with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. But it's also because she's dealing, I mean, we all deal with issues, but because she's dealing with a lot of heavy stuff externally, she's the relationships that she's had in her life, and the relationships she currently does have in her life have been put on hold also with this Wheel of Fortune reverse. This is also her thoughts, and she thinks that at least right now is not a time to move forward with anything. If you guys got into some, or even didn't get into anything, but just stopped talking, it's not that she never wants to speak to you ever again, but at this time it's not. She doesn't think that this is a good time to get the wheel turning again and start communications again, because she has very little time for herself. I'm not making excuses for her. I'm not saying that this is okay, but this is just how she's thinking, how she's feeling. Is like, I have such little time for myself. I'm working myself to the bone. I barely have time for myself, and when I do, I just want to, tune out and relax. And I feel like something, like whatever prompted the two of you to stop talking, even if it was something that kind of like fizzled over time, it's something that does need to be discussed. Like, why did we stop talking? And how can we prevent this from happening again? And then we have her intentions. We have the Emperor reversed, again, with these feelings of total instability, totally not feeling stable, not feeling up to the task of rekindling something from the past. And it doesn't negate her feelings towards you, the value that she has for you. But, and I'm going to be honest, I've seen this in my life with other people, and I've seen this in other readings too. If the narrative that I'm seeing is correct, I don't know how old she is, but as we get older, we inevitably have more responsibilities. And she takes on a lot. Like, she's that person, I feel, who, like, if somebody hollers out that they need help with something at her work, she'll like run over to help them with it. So she's really invested in her life right now. She's really invested in her work and her life and her goals. And the way that she sees all of this is, I've got to put external, or not external forces, but because these are all external forces, but I've got to put friendships and socializing and repairing friendships on the back burner right now. I can't move forward with that right now because I have so many responsibilities. She's just barely able to keep everything afloat. It's like a juggling act, and she's constantly afraid of like dropping the ball, essentially. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. All right, love. Thank you so much. Sorry, 1 second. yeah, she's afraid that she doesn't have time right now to foster or repair relationships. Doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. Doesn't mean that you guys are never going to speak ever again. And is this resonating with you? Is she like a very busy person? Because all these pentacles reversed, or these two pentacles, these two pentacles reversed, this emperor reversed is telling me she's really taken off. She bites off more than she can chew a lot of the time. Yeah, she's very overworked. And I swear I've seen these cards with it's actually reminding me of someone I know in my life. And it's like really nothing personal at all. It's just she has to be selfish right now. She's like choosing to put herself first in terms of her goals, because like I mentioned, like when she's at work, if someone says they need help, she'll run to help that person. And so she's used to always like putting herself not putting herself first. And now she's just like, I'm just focusing on me, but she's very work oriented, very work oriented. So this is not, I don't think this is a permanent thing again, but at this time she's very overwhelmed, and it doesn't take away from the value she has for you. And I'm not making excuses for her, but it's just where she's at right now. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kirsha. I really appreciate you, and I really hope that that she takes a pause, because like I mentioned, I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of a similar situation, somewhat similar, and it's like you don't want to be putting in all the work too, that's another thing, because I always think about reaching out to that person, and I'm like, well, it can be tough, but it will likely resolve itself. You're very welcome. Thank you, Kirsha. Angel, Miss Jewel, thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I asked a colleague of mine that question the other day. I was like, "Hey, girl, how are you?" And she's like, "I actually don't answer that question." I'm like, you know what? Mad respect to that. Seriously, these days and times, I get it. I freaking get it. Yeah, and I told her, I was like, it's funny when people ask me, like, I'll often just tell them, like, straight up what's going on, like, oh, dealing with this today and that. Like, half the time they don't want to hear it, but they asked. I met my folks. I went to my folks this weekend. I'm still here. My other job's pretty slow this week, so I went and visited my parents and my kitty cat. It's very hard living without a kitty cat. It is something I haven't done in years. I'd be hating that question sometimes, but serious. Yeah, no, I totally, I was like, wow, girl, like, I totally respect that. Like, I get, and it made me realize, like, why do we always ask that? How are you? Like, not everyone's gonna be doing great. Does my spirit team higher self want me to have a gaming YouTube channel or no? I'm scared it might cheapen my brand as a musician when I start releasing music at some point. Oh, I don't think that would happen, love. And you shouldn't think of it in terms like that. If somebody sees a musician as cheapened, or their brand is cheapened because they did a gaming channel, I don't know. I think those are not the type of fans that you'd want to amass. But I mean, I understand. I hear your concern. Let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a YouTube channel, a gaming YouTube channel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a YouTube gaming channel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a YouTube gaming channel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a channel, a gaming channel on YouTube? Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Do angels, spirit guides want her to have a gaming channel on YouTube? The Hanged Man. You're right. I guess it's just that we all grew up in eras of more prim and proper musicians, so I feel uneasy about being too relatable in my mind for some reason. We grew up in eras where people were just straight up more prim and proper. I mean, now, like, I don't know. I feel like Gen Z is a lot less so and more open-minded, but I don't know. The Hangman, the Devil reversed, Two of Wands reversed, the Tower, and Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, yeah. So, and we just received a donation from Miss Crystal. Thank you so much, Crystal. Let me go ahead and add you real quickly before I get into Miss Angel's reading. So they want you to see this from a different perspective. They do want you to see this from a different perspective with the Hanged Man. But at the same time, they do see your concerns. They do see your concerns. Not only that, but, and this is odd because I swear I was getting this message and I was like, no, like as I was shuffling, I was kind of getting like just a hunch about something. And I was like, no, that's not going to be the case. But I am seeing it. You've got to have really thick skin to live stream. You got to be ready for people to come on and say, "Oh, you're ugly," or if you don't show your face, "Oh, your gaming sucks." Or I've had people come in and say all sorts of horrible things to me, and it means nothing to me because I don't care. Like, mind over matter. Like, they don't matter in my life, so I don't mind. Now, if you said something mean to me, that would hurt me because you matter to me in my life. And I'm talking about trolls. I'm not talking about people who coming on and giving you crap, but I am seeing some problematic people. And specifically people who are not tied to your channel. And that's a reality just with live streaming. Like, people are going to come in and especially if you're doing the vertical format live streaming where people like on YouTube can just like flip through. Like when I was using my iPad, I would get so many randos. I'd get way more. I'd get like tons of random subscriptions every time I go live, but no one was like, not no one, but a lot of people didn't even know what they were watching. They were just scrolling through live streams and saw a chick with cards, like, and had no idea what was going on. And then some people will make some comments, and have any of them hurt me? No, none of them have hurt me. Thank God. But I also, like I said, I really don't care. And if you show them that it hurts you too, that's what they want. So it's something that spirit, does want you to take into consideration. Thankfully, I haven't started live streaming yet, but I'm just posting recordings of me playing games for now. Okay. Yeah, spirit is saying, is acknowledging and seeing that you're on the fence about this. And it's something that people are really demonic, though. Yeah, well, they're only demonic if you allow them to be. I mean, that kind of like negative ass energy, that low vibing energy where someone's like, what are you doing with your life? Like, go get a girlfriend, go get some friends, go out. What are you doing? That's usually what if I do respond to someone else, be like, get a life. Like, you know how sad you're making yourself look right now? Like, I enjoy reading tarot. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. Like, do you really enjoy like going on? Like, if that's what you do you, if that makes you happy. That's usually what, but you look really pathetic. Demonic, it's only demonic if you allow it to get under your skin, Angel. It's just stupid. In my opinion, it's just stupid kids, like, that are just out there and they're stupid. They're just dumb. Like, it's nothing to pay any mind to. And it's certainly not devil. Yeah, it's not demonic. It's not devil. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. But Spirit's also saying, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to just jump right in with the Tower card. You're gonna have to just jump right in, and you will likely. I feel like things would grow really quickly for you, as well. But I also see this Queen of Swords reversed. They are. They're just stupid. They're just dumb. They're just little kids. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe they're really smart, like, book smart or whatever, but that kind of behavior is idiotic, childish. Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords reversed is about judgment. This is also Spirit acknowledging that you are fearful of people's judgment. And I don't mean just the trolls that I'm talking about, the inherent trolls or the inevitable trolls, which are not inevitable. I mean, I haven't seen a troll on my channel in forever, and I just push that energy away. It's just like, they know they're not going to get me. They've tried in the past. No one's going to get to me. But with this Queen of Swords reversed, also fear of judgment, like you mentioned earlier, in terms of being a musician, you fearing this cheapening your brand as a musician. Again, to that, I will say, that's on them. That's on your fans if they do feel that way. If they don't like you enough, if they like you enough, they won't care. Like, if I found out that that Lana Del Rey, who's not my favorite singer, but she was at one point, like, one of my hardcores. If I found out that she did had a gaming channel, she had a song called Video Games. But if I found out she had a gaming channel years and years ago, I wouldn't care, and I can guarantee you, majority, if not all of her fans, wouldn't care at all. If anything, they would just tack it onto her brand and worship it. If people like you enough, they don't care. And those who don't like you enough, those are the ones that would care. If something that mediocre and that unrelated to your music swayed their opinion about you, then they weren't true fans to begin with. It's kind of like friends or someone that you're dating. Like, if they're gonna see that as something, as a deal breaker, that's a pretty shallow fan who probably doesn't really understand you or your music. But it is something to take into consideration that there are some judgmental people out there. We know that. And, mind over matter. They don't matter to us, so we shouldn't mind. I know, easier said than done a lot of the time, but it is very true. An ex of mine said that to me, and he was a dum-dum. I don't even talk to him anymore. But that was one of the wisest things he ever said to me, I will say. I quote that one all the time. Thank you so much, Angel. I really appreciate you, girl. I really, really do. And, I know it can be, like I said, easier said than done to just say, oh, don't care, don't mind, don't matter, just, have thick skin. But it was something I had to, actively tell myself before I started my channel. I was like, there may be people that come on here. I remember the first person who trolled me, the first troll I got was, the third time I went live. Someone said, oh, I didn't know Marilyn Manson was doing tarot readings. I'm like, since when did I look like Marilyn Manson? I mean, okay. And maybe, it's probably the picture at the bottom because I have all that, goth makeup on. Or maybe I just genuinely look like a man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting better at just going with emotions and now finally and letting things go. Yeah. Staying in the present moment. Yeah. And like water off a duck's back, just let it roll off your shoulders. They really don't matter. So that clown just said that because you have dark hair. Yeah, I'm guessing the dark hair and also the picture in the bottom right corner of the live stream. I've had that for a while. I'm wearing really gothy makeup. And also my icon picture is kind of gothy too. I think that's why, but I don't even know. I thought it was hilarious though. You're so welcome. You are so welcome, Angel. Thank you, love. I wish you all the best, and yeah, lots of courage, and I think you would do great. I really do. What kind of games do you usually play? Crystal, Crystal, please come to the chat. It is your turn, Crystal. Thank you. Hey, Crystal. For sure. Just give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Let's get back to this. I just finished playing the zombie game. I gotta go put up with my hair now. Good night. Oh, it needs moisturizing. Good night. Much love to you always. I know, girl, I need to moisturize my hair. My goodness. I also really need a bonnet for my hair for at night because it just like I'll have like the cutest hair and then I sleep on it the next day, bam, it's ruined. So irritating. Okay, Reggie's thoughts. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Having a bad hair day, but that's okay. Be better tomorrow. What are Reggie's thoughts of me? Do you want me to just ask what Reggie's thoughts are towards you, Crystal? Or do you want me to do the thoughts, feelings, and intentions thread? Yes, you just want me to ask what his thoughts are, or you want me to ask the thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Oh, ow. That's my elbow. I'm drinking tea, non-caffeinated tea. It's really yummy tea I get from Paris. It's yum yum. Thoughts, feelings, and intentions. You got it. And what is Reggie's sign again? You're a Sag, right? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Wait, Reggie's not the guy. Is Reggie the guy that left you gifts and helped you with your car? Sorry, Libra. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? You're drinking wine? Lucky girl. That'll be me later. I have some sangria. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. That was Derek. Okay. He is in the dust, in the past. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Reggie's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Crystal? And Reggie's sign. What is Reggie again? Derek stood you up. That's probably for the best, Crystal. I normally wouldn't say something like that, but I just remember the warnings that Spirit was giving. Spirit was just like, stay the heck away from this guy. He is no good. He is not good. He's danger, danger, danger. So I'm gonna say that was probably not even probably, I'm going to say that was for the best. We have 8 of Pentacles, and his behavior was so crazy. 8 of Pentacles, the Magician reversed. Reggie never told you his sign. Oh, okay. 8 of Cups. And how long have you been talking to Reggie? 10 of Pentacles reversed. And the Chariot reversed. Okay. Yeah. I can see why. I think you said you're thinking about walking away. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should let him go. I see exactly why you feel that way, girl. And you haven't talked in months. Okay, and we just received a donation. Thank you very much for your donation, Kay. Thank you. Let me go ahead and add you. I'll wait till you come to the chat in just a sec. Okay, so you haven't talked in months. Okay. I see. Okay, so your general energies, we have the 8 of Pentacles. I do see that if you saw a change in him, you would for sure put in the work and the effort in this connection. You're even thinking about still putting in effort and energy into this connection. You're really willing to put in the work. It's starting to wane, but you still would be willing to, but it's starting to go in the opposite direction. His general energies, we have the Chariot reversed. He feels that this isn't going anywhere. This isn't going to go anywhere. He doesn't see it going anywhere, or doesn't want it to go anywhere further than it already has gone. His thoughts towards you and him, we have the Magician reversed. He doesn't think that the two of you can have something that's sustainable. He also thinks that it might be the magic or I don't know, I feel like he's one of those types who's just really into the early infatuation stages of a relationship, and then once things start to become even remotely serious, he kind of checks out. And that's what I'm getting here with this Magician reverse. It's like he thinks that the magic or the enchantment, the honeymoon phase of the beginning of your guys' connection, because that can't be restored, he doesn't think that there's anything that could be restored, which is just very immature, very emotionally immature way of looking at a connection. He feels like he needs to move on, or he feels like he has moved on. And I think I don't think he feels like you've moved on, but I think he feels like you probably should. I don't know what the last thing he said to you was, but I know that you haven't talked in months. But he feels like he had to walk away, or he has to walk away. His intentions, he doesn't really have any intentions with the Ten of Pentacles reverse. If he was telling you, if he was ever discussing things regarding marriage or children or things that were going to play out in the long haul, either he was lying or he's changed his mind. I think he was just saying, if he was saying things like that, he was just saying what he thought you would like to hear. Because the Ten of Pentacles reversed is I believe you're looking for someone who, you know, would be a solid partner to you. I don't know if you want more kids, or if you'd be willing to take on someone else's kids or what, but I do think you are looking for a Ten of Pentacles connection with someone. You're not looking for something, you know, lightweight, short term, which is what I think he is looking for. I don't think he is looking for a long-term relationship with one person. Like I said, he may have said that to you, but I don't think he was being sincere. I don't think this is a matter of him having, like it's not a matter of like you said something or did something wrong and it changed his feelings. It was more, what I'm seeing is from like the start, his intentions were pretty lightweight. Like he doesn't have. This is also another. The magician reverse is also a signifier that someone has a very low tolerance or a low ability to be in a committed long-term relationship, at least at this time. So I keep on getting this feeling that, like, I don't want to say that everything he said to you has been a lie, but he talked a lot of talk at the beginning, and now he's not talking at all. Now it's been 3 months of silence. So I think that it would definitely be in your best interest to, at the very least, start seeing other people, start talking to other people if you haven't already. I certainly wouldn't reach out to him unless he reaches out to you. I mean, or unless he was the last person to reach out to you, maybe. But if you were the last person to talk to him, I would just put it on the shelf and start seeing other people, because you deserve the best, love. You really do. And I don't want to see him holding you back in any way. You're very welcome, Crystal. You are so welcome, love. Thank you. I really appreciate you. And you're going to find that great guy. You will find him. Just don't let anybody else hold you back. All right, Marissa. Marissa, thank you very much for your donation. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Hi, Kay. I'm just adding your name to the queue right now, and it's giving me some hell. What is going on? There we go. Okay. Hi, Marissa. Vaughn, a Gemini man, and you're a Gemini, right? Blocked me on Snapchat a month ago. Will Vaughn reach out to see me again? Okay. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, will Vaughn reach out to Marissa to see her again? Temperance, the High Priestess reversed, King of Cups reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed, and Ace of Pentacles. My answer is yes, Marissa, but it's not. It does come with a caveat. I believe I've read for you and Vaughn before, and if I'm not mistaken, I mean, every connection has its ups and downs, its problems, and its triumphs. But if I'm remembering correctly, I do remember Vaughn being particularly problematic, and I'm seeing this here with this King of Cups reversed right here in the center. This is a man, this is a manipulative man. This is a man with intentions of being not just manipulative, but emotionally manipulative. He's willing to manipulate your emotions in order to get what he wants. And Spirit is saying, yes, he is going to reach out. Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. He's not finished, essentially. He's not done with you entirely. But here's the thing with this Temperance card, it's like he feels like you'll be there forever. Like whenever he calls, like you'll come running. That's the way he's feeling right now. And he's not looking to. He's definitely not looking for a solid relationship. I don't know if that's what you're looking for with him. I have a feeling you're gonna say no. I wouldn't be in a solid relationship with him. But you do have. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But there are some straggling feelings there. But he's not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like he's not that type of material, and you see that. But there's still interest there. I understand. And he's, as he still has interest in you. It's very, very physical. It's almost entirely physical. And if that's all you're really looking for from him, then I say go with it. But make sure you guard your emotions here, because he's not looking. He's going to try and romance you. He's going to say all the things you want to hear. He's going to lead you to believe that he does want something more than what he has offered in the past. Don't let him fool you, because Spirit is saying that he's just not sincere. He's not entirely sincere, and that things ultimately. He's not looking for a partner. He's not looking for a partner with this Three of Pentacles reverse. He's not looking for someone to share his life with, to share life's burdens with, to be there for someone, and conversely, someone be there for him. But he is still interested in you, very much so, physically. And I don't want to say it's just physical. He does like you as a human being. He does value you as a human being, but he's just not looking for a long-term love right now. But this King of Cups reverse, you've always got to be very wary of this King of Cups reverse. He's the type of guy who will literally say anything to get what he's wanting, and is willing to be emotionally manipulative. So, if you do decide to move forward with him, I just really strongly suggest keeping your emotions very guarded. You're a very smart woman, and you can see that he's. I think you can. I'm pretty sure he's with his third baby mom. I was going to say he's not single, right? I don't think he's single right now. But that's the thing is. He would still. I feel like he would still talk to you. I feel like if he even though he's with his third baby mama, I think he would step out on her. It's possible. It's possible. And even him being with her right now, it's like what I just said. Like if he had he would probably step out on her if he had the opportunity to. And what I got was that he is talking to a woman right now, but he's talking to more than one woman right now. So that's telling me that if he's not already stepping out on her, unless he's just talking to these women and it's totally platonic and there's no intention of anything romantic, then I think he's already being not kosher with her. He's problematic. He's just problematic when it comes to his treatment of women. And it's just something to be, to keep your antennas perked up for, okay? Because if they're going to do it to one woman, they will likely do it to another. So it's just something to be mindful of there. But he is likely going to reach out to you again. So take that as you will, Marissa. all about intentions. I agree. We were talking about that the other night. It's all about intentions. You know, it's okay to talk to other people so long as your intentions are pure. You know, and I just, yeah, you always have to question that. I always have to question that. You're very welcome, Marissa. Thank you, love. Thank you. K, Mr. K, Mr. K, sorry. K, thank you so much for your donation. Kate, were you interested in 3 5-card readings, or did you want a 15-card extended reading? $1.15. You got it. And we just received a donation from Miss Wendy. Wendy, thank you so much, love, for your donation. Let me go ahead and add you real quick here. Okay. Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you. All right, Kay, please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you very much. What are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions? And what is Sanoa's sign? I believe I've read for her before. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? That's so weird. I was just going to say, I get the feeling that she's an Aquarius for some reason. Okay, so we're going to settle on Aquarius. Well, we'll just kind of guess. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Sanoa's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Kay? Why is this light so dark? Okay. All right, we have 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, 6 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands, the High Priestess reversed, Seven of Swords, Eight of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Fool reversed, Four of Wands, Queen of Cups reversed, and Seven of Cups. Okay. All right. Let's start with your energies first. We have this Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Cups. You definitely have a cup of affection for her, a cup of love for her with this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor. If you could date her immediately, if you guys could start dating immediately, you would go for it. And I see that also with this Queen of Wands. You see her as your potential queen with this Queen of Wands. You being a Leo, being the King of Wands, you are looking for your Queen of Wands. You see her as someone who you would ideally really want to be with. However, we do have this Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is feeling as though one should probably walk away from something or someone despite them not wanting to. It's often a sign of walking away, of not wanting to walk away, but knowing that it is likely something that would be beneficial, even though it's difficult. And with her energies here and her feelings and her thoughts, I can see why you might be at that place. Because with her general energies, we have the Two of Swords, which is indicative of confusion. She does not know, she has no idea if she'll be ready to move forward with you romantically, and when she'll be ready to move forward with you romantically. But at this time, she is withholding of her emotions, of her communications, of her energies, because she's just not sure. She's just not sure. Does she have feelings for you? Yes, she does. She does consider you as someone who, did she recently get out of a relationship? Because this really is striking me as someone who is having qualms about moving forward because they're still stuck in the past. And I'll get to that in a moment. There's a lot here that's saying that she is stuck in the past, but she does value you. She is attracted to you. She does have feelings for you. But she does consider you as someone who she would possibly be with, but she's so unsure about the timing. And I don't know if you've told her that you like her, but I can tell you that I'm almost positive that she's aware that you like her. I don't know about her past relationships. I don't think she knows about mine either. Okay. Yeah, I think she got out of something very recently. Very recent. If not really recently, it was something that was very painful. It was something that, I mean, and what breakup isn't painful, but it was extremely tumultuous. The relationship was extremely, it might have been abusive, at the very least toxic, and she is concerned about repetition, things repeating. Even though she can see that you know at this point she can see that you're not volatile. She's still very, very guarded. And I see this with this Seven of Wands reversed. It's like she's unnecessarily guarded at this time. Like I said, she doesn't think that you would be abusive towards her. She doesn't think that you're a toxic person, but she has this knee-jerk reaction to where she's extremely guarded right now, extremely guarded and very, very scared of moving forward. The Fool is not just about starting a new relationship, it's about moving forward. Because the Fool is actually very wise. The Fool moves forward even though they know that they might get hurt. It's inevitable. We might get hurt when we step into anything new. But she's really stuck. She's so afraid of getting hurt that it might take a while for her to want to move forward in any way romantically. Um, and because she's really taking some alone time right now with the High Priestess reverse. She really thinks, and to be honest, if she thinks that she needs to heal, if she thinks that she needs alone time and healing time, she likely does. Some time to recoup from this past connection, however long ago it was. I don't know how long ago it was. Again, it could have been a while ago, but it was particularly bad. And I'm seeing this again here with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. She feels like she can't move forward. She feels like she can't at this time. She's too afraid to, and she might not recognize that it's coming from a place of fear, but it is. She's too fearful to move forward. She feels like her unfortunate luck will repeat itself in the future. And she feels like, she feels like the potential for someone to hurt her is just around the corner. Even though you've shown and demonstrated that you're a good man and that you wouldn't cheat on her, you wouldn't manipulate her, you wouldn't lie to her, she feels like that the potential for that is constantly around her. It's a constant threat. So I really think she's been through a lot of trauma that she clearly has not healed from. I mean, she feels that you're a very harmonious person, that you're a good man, but there's this lingering fear that she has in the back of her mind at like all times that you might switch, you might show some other side that is, that could be toxic towards her, hurtful towards her. She's super duper guarded right now. So that's telling me that she is definitely not healed from a very painful past relationship. And I see it right here with the Six of Cups reverse. She's stuck in the past. She's not in the present moment right now. She's still hurting from her past. And it's not like she looks back at this relationship like with rose tinted lenses, like, oh, that was so great, or oh, I missed that, even though that was bad, there were these good things. No, she's looking at the whole thing, and she might even be seeing a therapist right now. She's looking at that whole relationship as like bad. She's not looking at it with any fondness, but at the same time, because she hasn't been able to process her past, she's still living in it. And it makes it very difficult for her to move forward, which is what her intentions are. She wants to move forward. She wants to be healed. She wants clearer communication between the two of you. I think that I can tell you, she does like you. She does like you, okay? But she likely won't say anything, at least not but she wants to with this Eight of Wands. Like she wishes that she had the courage to be able to be completely transparent with you, and not just, hey, I like you, but like, hey, I like you, but I also like went through this, I went through that, I need this, I need, patience, I need that. With your advice, do you think I should walk away or continue? I would put a time. How long have you guys been talking for? Because she's just Queen of Cups reversed. She's not in a place to be loved right now. She wants to get there, and she's trying to get there, and she knows she doesn't want to be alone forever, but she also knows she needs to heal. She's also afraid, if she were to step forward with you, A, of getting hurt, and B, that the past would follow her. It's been like 2 weeks going on through. Oh, so it's been a very, very short amount of time. I would continue talking to her. Okay, I would not I would not walk away from this, because what she needs from anyone right now in love is patience. She needs someone who's going to have patience for her. And I was going to say, depending on how long this has been going on, I would give this a time frame. Um, and sometimes, but you know, if it's been going on, if this had been going on for like a year, I'd say, yeah, you might want to, I don't know. Even still, I would still suggest a time frame, but a shorter one. This one I would suggest. I mean, but you know, you pick the time frame, but I would say, you know, 3 months, 1 month, 6 months, whatever you want to give it. But you know, if you want to wait for her, but give it a time frame. And if you don't see or hear any developments within that amount of time, I would start talking to other women, or you know, just yeah, moving on, and not banking on this per se. I don't really know any other way of putting it, but yeah, not putting all your eggs in one basket with her. If you don't see any progress in a matter of, in whatever time frame you want to give it. Like I said, you can give it a month, you can give it a week, you can give it a year. It's up to you, you know. But I think that, especially with her needing as much patience as she does, I think that's totally fair for you to do. Um, and I do see that she does like you. Okay, she does have feelings for you. It's just she's her pain and her trauma, her unresolved pain and her unresolved trauma is holding her back from moving forward. And if she does have unresolved pain and unresolved trauma, she should, you know, she's doing the right thing. She's clearing that out and healing from that before moving on to another relationship and possibly dumping those negative energies onto another person. She's doing the right thing. And you know, we don't know how long ago this was. We don't know how long this is going to take. It may take a year. It may take just a couple of months. We don't know. So that's why I say give this a time frame. That will help you gauge again how long it's going to take for her to heal. Because I do think she is going to come forward towards you once she feels more at peace, and yeah, more at peace within herself, and healed, you know. So that's the advice I would give for that situation, love, is excuse me, to give it a time frame. But to stay with that time frame, because I think a lot of people forget about the time frame. They'll set one and then they'll forget about it. Everything will work out sooner or later. Thanks for the reading. Absolutely, yes, it's true. Everything does work out sooner or later, and if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And if it's not meant to be, you know, it won't. But it looks like, you know, you guys both. I can tell you guys both definitely like each other. That's important. And but I do see she needs time, and if you have that, you know, if she's open and communicative with you, and you guys can work that out, yeah, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, so I definitely see possibility here, despite things being difficult. I do see that. Yes, everything happens for a reason. I agree. Thank you so much, Kay. I really appreciate you, and I really hope that I brought you some clarity there. Miss Wendy, thank you so much, Wendy. How was my day? I took a self-care day off work. Good for you, Wendy. That was kind of like my day. That was kind of like, I'm getting a lot of advice from friends, so I'll probably ask you a lot about the situation. Yeah, no problem. I'm always here, Kay. I'm always here. Absolutely. And that's good too, getting advice from friends as well, because you know they've got your back and they know you very well, and yeah, you want what's best for you. Yeah, I kind of took a self care day for myself too, Wendy. I'm still at my parents'. I'm leaving tomorrow, but I've just been sleeping so much. I've been so tired. What does Spirit want me to watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Wait, are we in Mercury retrograde right now? It's starting in November and period now. Oy, oy vey. Okay. Let's see. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Oh no! Okay, there we go. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy look out for during this Mercury retrograde? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy watch out for during this Mercury retrograde? Alright, Two of Cups, King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Swords reversed, and 10 of Wands reversed. Interesting. Oh my god, are we going offline? No, we're not. No, we're not. Alright. Sorry if it gets choppy. I apologize. The internet just got a little wonky McDoodle. So, this is interesting, girl. It's more like, what do you not have to worry about during Mercury retrograde? This looks really, really good. Wow. The only thing that I would look out for, this is a Mercury retrograde in which it is time. Yeah, no, this is not bad. It's not just not bad. It's good. This is good. This is a Mercury, and I always say this to people. I try to remember to say this to people, to not look at Mercury retrograde as doom and gloom. To harness a client who, during every Mercury retrograde, she called it her money magic period, and she would like just harness tons of money. I mean, I don't know how she did it. I don't know. I forget what she did for a living, but like she would manifest like lots of work, lots of money. And this is a time where you can manifest whatever you want. I'm always reminded of that Mercury retrograde is not all gloom and doom. We can absolutely harness this energy and manifest it in our own way. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this Knight of Swords reversed, is you definitely take control of the energies that are in the atmosphere, in the cosmos. I should not the atmosphere, the cosmos at this time, or over the next month, to not overthink things, to not overstress about things, because Spirit is saying that this is going to be a wonderful period for you. 10 of Wands reversed, those are burdens and worries and difficulties going away, being, or at least lessened. I don't see work being particularly tumultuous. I don't see it being affected. I don't see it affecting your work. I don't see it affecting your love life, your friendships, your general sense of inner harmony and inner peace with this Two of Cups. I don't see it interrupting that in any way. I see you having full and complete sovereignty and agency over this time period with the King of Wands. You have the power here. You have the control. So whatever energies are sent your way, if they do feel chaotic, if they do feel retrograde-y, harness them. You have the power to harness them for the better, and not let them affect you, not let them affect you at all. And I also see things, I just see things growing with this Nine of Pentacles. I see seeds being planted. I see things growing. I see results. I see you seeing results from the work that you put in, the efforts that you put in, the time that you put in. I'm not just saying, not just to work, but everything in your life with this Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is enjoying the fruits of your labor, seeing that your garden is indeed growing, that you have indeed been tilling your garden, and I see things coming to fruition. This looks like a really, really good time, a really good time for you. Um, so it's kind of like that money magic client of mine. Like again, I wish I could remember what she did for a living, and how she would exactly manifest stuff. I think she did kind of some spell work, um, but you don't have to do spell work to be able to harness um, energies from retrograde and make them fully your own with this King of Wands. Like you are fully sovereign. You have full power here. I'm loving this. I'm loving this, girl. I really am. Harmony, growth, problems being lessened, abated. I don't see. I see. I don't see you feeling overworked or overwhelmed. Um, it looks like this is really working in your favor. So I'm wondering now, which makes me curious. It makes me wonder what else is going on in the cosmos. If there's something else going on in the cosmos simultaneously that might have something to do with your astrological chart, possibly. Who knows? Who knows? But now I'm kind of just you know thinking about things. But this looks great, Wendy. This looks really, really good. Yeah, it's not so much what do you have to worry about or watch out for, as opposed to what don't you have to watch out for. Pretty much, you got nothing to worry about, but good things coming your way. Like you will see changes. You will see things coming to fruition with that, especially coming to fruition with that Nine of Pentacles. You will see things happening in your life just as you would any other time, but I feel like they're all almost everything's going to be very, very positive. Yes, this is super good news. I love that reading. If I had asked the same question and gotten the same cards, I would have been all about that. Yes, that is wonderful news. And you are very welcome, Miss Wendy. Thank you so much. Much love and light to you. Yeah, it always reminds me, like, we don't need to look at Mercury retrograde as scary or negative, because we have the agency, we have the power. All right, so it looks like we are all caught up with donations. Which means that the donation queue is currently open, so whoever makes a donation next will be read for next. Hello, Sophie. Your name is my name too. Welcome. How are you, girl? Yes, you may donate. Absolutely. I am still on. I'm still here. I'm just reading behind the veil. I'm just reading. I hope you're doing well. Yes, absolutely. You can make a donation, love. And you would be next because the queue is open. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you so much for your donation, Sophie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Oops. I just started talking to a guy. His name is Javier. Javier? Is it pronounced Javier? Javier, I think. He's a Cancer. We just talking. Okay. How recently did you guys start talking? Does he want to have a relationship with me? And he started talking this past Friday. Okay. Do you know his sign? And what's your sign, hon? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want to have a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, does Javier want a relationship with Sophie? We have Seven of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Sun, Nine of Wands reversed, and Justice reversed. I'll tell you this, Sophie. He does want a relationship. That is what he is looking for. He's not looking for something like wham bam, thank you ma'am. However, he does want to make sure that he fully knows you before jumping into a relationship with you. He really wants to discover who you are with this King of Swords. The King of Swords is the king of knowledge. He wants to get to know you. No, yeah, wham, no, there was no whamming, no bamming, no thinking of the mammon. I forget what movie that was from, but anyway, yeah, no wham bam, thank you ma'am. He's no whamming, no bamming, no thinking of the mammon. That's not what he's looking for. He is looking for something serious. He is looking to build something with someone. With this Seven of Pentacles, he knows that, but he also has the wisdom of knowing that time is of the essence. Like for me, like just personal anecdote, I'm looking for a relationship. Like that's if I'm gonna be dating someone, I want them to eventually be my partner. But I also want to make sure I really know that I want them to be my partner, which takes a little bit of time. I'd say, I don't know how old you are, but I don't know. I'm almost 40, and sometimes it can take up to like a month, I'd say, to fully decide if you would want to be in a relationship with someone. Sometimes longer, honestly. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but like, and more precautious, but and of which he's not. He's not super guarded. He's not a super guarded guy. You don't have to be concerned about that. He's not one of those guys that was like super hurt in the past and he wears it on his sleeve. He's a Cancer, so you kind of think so, but no, he's not. He's not really that type. And I don't think he's really been in a solid long-term relationship for a while because he is, I don't want to say so picky, but yeah, he is very picky and he takes his time. It's slow and steady with him. Did you give it a month to get to know? Did you say give it a month to get to know each other? It depends. Sometimes I know with me, sometimes it's taken more than a month to figure out if I really want to be with someone for the long haul. Because I really mean it when I say the long haul, like I'm really looking for like something long term, and I want to make sure I can, spend, a lot of time with this person and still be a happy person and not feel overwhelmed by them and not feel like I can trust them. It takes a while to get to know someone and know that you can trust them, and he's really looking to see if he can trust you. And really looking for truth here, looking to discover who you are. His intentions are, overall, he is looking for a solid relationship, something very traditional too. But at the same time, he's also very picky, and he likely won't. The good news is he likely I would be very hard pressed to believe that he would just ask you out on a date and then try to sleep with you the first night. He will likely not even kiss you the first night. He's very, I guess, guarded in that sense. He takes things very, very slowly, and he's, yeah, he takes his time. He takes his time in getting to know someone. So it might be, I'm seeing an imbalance here with this Justice reverse card. I'm not seeing that he intends to be unjust towards you, but I think that he takes an extremely long time. And you're a Capricorn, though. So, and Capricorns take their time too. So this might be good if you guys can both take things slowly here. I don't know what vibe you're picking up from him so far. If what he's told you, if he's told you what he's looking for. I don't know if you've asked him. That's an important question to ask right off the bat. You know, it is an intimidating question to ask. It's a loaded question to ask, but when your intentions are good and you know what you want, I think that would be a good question to ask if you haven't asked each other already. But I asked him if he has a girlfriend, and he said no, of course, because even if he did have a girlfriend, he would say no. But I don't feel like he has one. I don't get that sense. I don't get the sense that he has a girlfriend currently. And if he does, he's already out the door. He said he's not dating anyone, or no. Yeah, no, I don't get that sense. Do I think that he's talking to other women? Yes, I do. But did you meet him on a dating app? Because if you met him on a dating app, that shows two things. One, that he is likely looking for a relationship. That's his intent right here, hopefully, and not just a booty call. B, I certainly hope he's not with someone. But, I mean, it's kind of, you know, the name of the game if you are searching for someone to be talking. You met him at school? Okay. I think he's on dating apps too, hun. I do think he is on a quest, on a search for a romantic partner. That is something I do think he's looking for. I do think he's chatting with other girls, but I think he keeps it very surface level. He's not super flirtatious. He's getting to know them, just like he's getting to know you. He's constantly like discovering, like vetting girls. Not constantly, but he does talk to other girls. Oh, is he wanting? No, I'm not getting. No, that's the thing, is I don't get that he's really interested. If he is talking to someone else, it's his interest is not. It's not like more than yours. Like it's. I don't think he's super. It's not. He doesn't let his feelings run away from himself, because if he's a Cancer, he may be aware of how sensitive he is. And that could be why he takes things so slowly. He's not flirting with any of these girls either. I'm not saying he's not flirting with you, but I feel like he keeps things very surface level, and he's doing that, if, you know, I don't think it's that deep either. I think it's just like, I do think he's on dating apps. I think that that is his intention, is to find a relationship. So I do think, you know, is it right now? Probably not. Maybe like a couple of weeks ago, he was flipping through apps and talking to some girls. Like, but I'd say the good thing about that is that he is looking for a relationship. It goes, you know, just proves that he is looking for a relationship. I don't sense that he's got attachments to anybody at this time. He doesn't allow that to happen until he knows he wants to be with someone. He's pretty controlled in that sense, especially for a water sign. Which leads me to think that, yeah, he actually really has been hurt. Like I said, he's a Cancer, and they tend to wear their heart on their sleeves, and I think he did that in the past, and he got really, really hurt, and now he's as much as he wants real love, he really doesn't want to get hurt again. He wants to make sure the next woman he's with is, you know, not just not going to hurt him, but someone who he really wants to be with for the long haul. He's very kind of traditional. So basically, overall, should I worry, or he is interested in me? That's so sad. Me too. I got hurt. I think that he is interested in you, but he's not letting it get out of control. He's not like crushing on you. yet. Like, he wants to, I don't know if you guys have like gone on a date or anything, but he definitely would want that to happen first. He's very he's very controlled. That's why that's why he's allowed to not have these guards up, is because he's so controlling of his emotions. Um, so it's hard for me to just say, yeah, he's interested, because yeah, he is interested. He is. He wouldn't be talking to you otherwise. But is he like hardcore crushing on you? He's not hardcore crushing on anyone, because he doesn't allow himself to he doesn't allow his emotions to get there really quickly, because that's what he did in the past, and it ended up hurting him. And so he doesn't, he doesn't go around crying about his past or his heartache, but he, is allowed to have these, supposed not have these guards up, because he in my opinion, those really, they aren't guards, but he alternatively, he's very controlling of his emotions and doesn't let himself get like run ahead of himself. Like, I think he's very much the type to like not even kiss on the first date. Like, he controls his emotions a lot. So then it's too early if I donated and asked if we will have a relationship. He is so sweet. I don't think it's too early to ask that. I think the most well, what you asked is, you want, yeah, I was gonna say, well, what you asked was, is he looking for a relationship with you? And what we got was, yeah, he is looking for a relationship, and ideally with you. He's talking to you because he wants to get to know you, because he wants to hopefully be in a relationship with you. So I'd say that the answer is yes and no. Um, the intentions are there. Oh yeah, if you want it, yeah, absolutely, you could donate again. I'm just trying to think of a different way of asking it. Like, I guess specifically, will you and him be in a relationship? Um, if it's faded, it'll show. If he's really hung up on spending time with you, spirit will say that. So it could really go either way, or spirit might say it might not happen. So it can go either way. I'll be really honest. Usually, like, if you can see something, I can see something. If this is a faded love, if this is a faded romance that is absolutely meant to happen and is set in stone 100%, then spirit will say yes. If it's not, spirit will say that, but it also doesn't mean that it's not possible. Does that make sense? Because not everything is fated. Some things are in this life, but there is free will involved. And if he's so controlling of his emotions, he might be testing fate, or trying to control, like not testing fate, but like messing with fate, you know. So it's we could find out if it's fated. That's one way of looking at it. If it's not fated, he yeah, he could be messing with his fate here, you know. I don't want to. Yeah, and that's where, well, here's the thing, Sophie. That's where I'm seeing with it. You guys might not be on the same page in terms of timing, and how you want to go about this with the Justice reversed card. There's an imbalance. I was seeing some kind of imbalance, and spirit. Okay, spirit doesn't see getting to know someone as wasting our time. Spirit, from my experience, my spirit guides and other people's spirit guides included, almost always say slow and steady wins the race. Get to know someone. You're not wasting your time in getting to know someone, as long as you keep your emotions in check and genuinely get to know someone, with good intent. But it's important that you take that time to get to know them. Now, would you be okay, would you be wasting your time if you were still talking to him in like a month and he still hadn't asked you out on a date? Then I'd say, okay, girl, you might be wasting your time here. But you guys have just met. What I mean when wasting my time is getting rejected. Yeah, sadly, we can't avoid that, love. That's what the Fool is all about. Is taking that chance. We have to take that chance, and if we're gonna be loved at all, we have to be willing to take that chance. Um, that's always a possible possibility. We might get rejected, or something might happen in that person's life that prevents them from being in a relationship, or there could be any number of factors that prevent two people from being together. So Spirit encourages us to get to know one another, like truly, with the intent, even with the intent of romance, so long as we don't run ahead of ourselves and start having fantasies about things happening down the line when things haven't even like started yet. That's a big thing that they advise us against. But they want us to ultimately be happy if that's what we want. And oftentimes, if we say we don't want it, they often still want us to be romantically happy with another person, just content. Exactly. So the cards can't show me then if we will have a future, like if we keep talking. They can, but like I said, so much as it is fated, so much as it's totally fated. I guess that's a good question. So long as you guys keep talking, like if things are consistent in your communication, will he? I think honestly, Sophie, I think a better question, because tarot is all about reading the current energies. There's only so much that's fated in the future that we can really pick up on. So it's really about analyzing the current energies as they stand right now. What I think if I were you, I would honestly ask, this is just me, I would ask, is he going to ask you out on a date in the next, and will he ask you out on a date in a timely manner? If you guys keep speaking regularly, will he ask you out? Because that will tell you where he's at right now, and that will tell you where he's going to be in the future, likely. If he's not feeling it to the point where he has intentions of asking you out, at the very least, because he does want to get to know you. If I want to get to know someone, I want to at least get coffee with them, talk more one-on-one, face-to-face. And then if I don't like them or whatever, or sometimes I feel iffy about it, and so I go on a second date. Sometimes I don't feel iffy about it, so I don't want to. It's for sure. Yeah, I think that's a good question too. And something I'm actually curious about, because I think that'll say a lot about where he's at, like right at this time. I just realized I think I forgot to put. Oh no, I did put lipstick on today. I swear I'm gonna forget to put my shoes on one of these days. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much, girl. All right, so we're just gonna ask, does Javier intend on asking Sophie out on a date? Is that how we want to ask it? I'm curious. My curiosity is definitely piqued. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Because, yeah, that'll say, we know he wants to get to know you more, but that'll say, I think what his deeper intentions are here. Because, yeah. If you're interested in someone, at least, enough to go on a date with them when you see them and talk to them. It shouldn't take months and months of talking to ask someone out on a date, So that I want to see happening soon. Relationship, those take time. Those take time to cultivate. I've definitely dated people for like sometimes a few months, and the relationship still isn't like nailed down. And oftentimes it's both people. Like, I'll be honest, oftentimes, like, because I don't know if it's because I'm older, but like there's a lot excuse me, that rides on being in a relationship. I love that we have the same name. I know so few Sophies. I don't know about you, but I like don't know any other Sophies. I've met tons of Sophias, but like no Sophies. Hi, Debbie. Is it too early to do a what is in store for 2026? It is, Debbie. I mean, I'm always happy to do, what's coming up for you over the next 3 months, Debbie. But in terms of my 2026 readings, I don't start doing those until December 1st. But I'll make an announcement and everything when I start doing those. And I'll do an ad and everything. Good to see you. Good to see you, Debbie. And yeah, we can ask something similar, like, sorry, 1 second. We can ask something similar, like, like I think, like maybe like how will the first month of 2026 go? I can't believe 2025 is almost over. Exactly, Sophie. Hopefully you can have something going on. Just wanting this year to end, girl. It's moving too fast for me, and I'm not ready for the cold season, honey. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Javier planning on asking Sophie out on a date? Should I ask if he plans on asking you out on a date within a certain time frame, Sophie? Because we don't want him to drag his feet here. We want him to ask you out on a date, what, within the next couple weeks or within the next month? How long do we want to give him to ask you out on a date? I think that's an important thing to add to this question. Just one last thing. You don't have to add a time frame to it, but I think we should. There's a lot of Sophies there. Do you live in England? You live in England, don't you? I was born in England, and there are a lot of Sophies in England. And I can always find stuff in England that says Sophie written on it, like when you go to like touristy places and stuff. Can't ever find stuff that says Sophie here. Okay, so how long do we want to give it? Or give him? Do we want to give him a month? I think that's fair too. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date in the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? So you guys go to school together. That's cute. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did you guys have the same class or something? Oh, you're in Texas. No way. I would never think Sophie was common in Texas. That's like more American. I'm in San Francisco. That's much more American than where I am. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date in the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date within the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date in the next month? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Javier ask Sophie out on a date in the next month? Yeah, we have like no Sophies. There's hella Sophias. We've met quite a few Sophias, and people always think my name is Sophia. And then I think you might have been the one who told me that people do the same to you. And it's funny, maybe I'm wrong, but when I meet Sophias, they tell me that everyone always thinks their name is Sophie. I'm like, girl, can they just get our name right? Okay, we have Ace of Wands reversed, King of Cups, the Hermit, Page of Swords reversed, and Three of Cups. Okay. I hate giving readings like this when the answer is like this, but okay, as it stands right now, remember I was telling you that he's maybe talking to another girl? I'm seeing that here. I see him making a choice between two, and the decision has not been set in stone yet. It's up to his own free will. However, as it stands right now, I'm not saying chase him or be hella thirsty or anything. Like, if he wants to be with you, he wants to be with you. If he doesn't, he's missing out, you know? But with this Ace of Wands reversed, it's not looking like a very good beginning. It looks like it may take longer than a month. Because that's possible, because he does have feelings. He is going to develop feelings for you. And remember I said that he's trying to control that all the time? So that might be what is holding him back here. This King of Cups, if he does have a cup of, like, the King of Cups is pretty major, and he's so controlling of his emotions, that could put a delay on this. Delays may prove necessary here. We've got this Three of Cups. He's not actually with this other girl, but does he consider her to be a potential romantic partner? Yes. Does he consider you to be a potential romantic partner? Yes. There's three here. It doesn't negate you. It doesn't kick you out of the picture because he hasn't developed anything with her that's solid at this time. They're not dating. But he is interested. I feel like the end of December to next year. I don't know why. Yeah, it's possible. Delays. I mean, I'm definitely seeing delays will prove necessary here. We have kind of a weird cancelization out, like the Hermit, because we have the Hermit and then we have the Page of Swords reverse. The Hermit is what I was telling you earlier, how he really, really wants to get to know whoever he's going to be in a relationship with, and he doesn't want a fair weather girl. He wants a girl who's really going to be hunkered down in his life, who's going to be his partner, who's going to be his girlfriend, his hopefully long-term person. He's quite traditional in that sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is where I'm like seeing like delays. Yeah, I feel like in this quest, this constant quest of getting to know the person who he's with so deeply, it's kind of hard for him, especially as a student, Page of Swords being the student card. As a student, he's already investing most of his time in his schoolwork, and he may even work outside of school as well. But something tells me he's a good student. He spends a lot of time on his schoolwork, focuses on his studies, and he, I think, entertaining two or talking to two girls, not entertaining, but talking to two girls at the same time might be too much for him. I don't think she's going to do it for him ultimately. I think that you guys are going, I think something's going to eventually happen if somebody doesn't snag you up sooner, you know, which also might push him. If someone comes in and you tell him, like, yeah, I'm going on a date with this guy next week or something, that might actually push him. Like, oh, or this guy just randomly asked me out, you know, that kind of stuff might push him. But it's a slippery slope with that. You don't want to be facetious or anything. You don't want to be like just making up like a random dude. Don't just like lie and when you don't have a date. You know what I mean? But if a guy comes along and asks you out, and he still hasn't, don't hold back. Definitely take that as an opportunity to rub it in his face. Like, this is what you haven't like done yet. This is what you should just be ready to do, but you're straggling, you're dawdling. And yeah, I am hearing from Spirit. He is a busy guy. He is very invested in his schoolwork. But we're all busy. you know, so I'm not trying to make excuses for him, and I don't think Spirit is. I do hear that, like he needs to like put so much effort into his schoolwork that he can only like delineate so much time for outside of schoolwork stuff, if that makes sense. Um, and doesn't want to get overwhelmed either. But yeah, Debbie does do tarot, and Debbie is very, very intuitive, um, and very connected with spirit. Yeah, I think it sounds like and it's weird because I was feeling January earlier too. Um, like I feel like he's really gonna take things slowly here. I do feel like there's another girl. She's not going to be successful. And I'm not saying that it's like he's choosing her over you, but like I feel like they've been talking for a little while now, possibly since the beginning of the school year, if not longer. And she's been waiting for a while. He's been dragging his feet with her too. Um, he drags his feet. That's something this guy does. He is, you know, he wants to think that he's not guarded, that he's let down his guard, but he is. In controlling his emotions so specifically, I do feel like that is a variation of guarding oneself, you know? He does go to school and he works a lot. Yeah, yeah. So he's got a lot on his plate. I'm not making excuses for him. Spirit's not making excuses for him. You can still have a social life. You know, it's encouraged, actually, I'm sure, to not overwork yourself and to have a social life, to have a Shabbat, to have a break at least once a day, once a week. And to, you know, to converse with other people, especially if what he's looking for is love. Um, so yeah, and so I also understand, you know, allotting so much time, you know, for different things in one's life, like time for work, time for school, time for socializing, you know. Your son told you he is? How does your son know him? Or is your son psychic? Yeah. I feel like he's been talking to this, but I feel like he's been letting her on. But you just said it's not. Yeah, I was just going to, I will double down. I feel like he's been kind of leading her on since they started talking. And I think they started talking around the beginning of the semester. And I don't think they've even really been on a date. I think he's dragging things on with her too. Wait, how does your son know? Does your son does your son read, or does your son personally know him? That's wild. Yeah, that Three of Cups. I don't always. A lot of people, a lot of readers will see the Three of Cups and they just knee jerk reaction, just go, oh, third party. I don't. I don't always see it. Excuse me. I don't always see it like that. But this time I did see it like that. Not a third party, but since my godmother passed on December 2nd, my life has been a cluster F. This is why I'm hoping 26 will be better. Oh, yeah, Debbie. I'm sure it will. Yes, my son told me he saw him in a game. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, thank you, Sophie's son, for clarifying that. So I guess I can, but then he said he's not talking to anyone. He told you that. He said he didn't have a girlfriend. Or did you ask him if he was talking to someone? My son is in band. Okay. At your school? Okay, so that's wild. Okay. He was in a game with her, but no, my son is not. Oh, okay, he's not a psychic. Okay. He was in a game with her. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So, but did you ask him if he had a girlfriend? I'm not trying to play like a semantics game here because that's such a toxic dude thing to do. But they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They are talking though. And of which I think you is more. That's more the question I think you were asking. He said he has no girlfriend. He's right. He's not lying there. Yeah, you didn't ask if he's talking to anyone. So I hate the semantics game, but he's not lying. He doesn't have a girlfriend, but you were asking because you were basically saying, "Hey, I'm interested. I want to make sure I'm not stepping on anyone's toes." and he said doesn't have a girlfriend. Okay, true, but he's talking to someone, which, doesn't mean that he's with someone. True. But I don't know. Now you know. Now you know. You got it from me and you got it from your son. So we've got this verified information. I still stand by it not being serious. I think he's dragging his feet with her. I think he drags his feet with most women. So be ready for that. He moves very slowly, and with intention. Like I said, he calls it, it's in the name of really getting to know someone to make sure he wants to be with them forever, which is good, but it's also out of fear. It's also out of that control. He's that controlling of his emotions. I am right, girl. I know. That's why I do what I do. I mean, I'm sure there's times when I've been wrong. I will attest, but it's tarot. It's not me. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a mouth and a brain and some hands. It's tarot. It's telling me the truth. I trust tarot. Tarot has never misled me. I'll tell you that. When there's someone I need to worry about my life, they let me know, and then I always end up finding out, and it's not even me reading for myself. Like, I go to other readers too. It's can't explain it. I can't explain it, but I believe that spirits have the ability to manipulate the kinetic energy involved in shuffling and displacing the cards from the deck. That's how I think it literally works. If you really want to know. Do you think something will happen if I keep talking? That's the thing, Sophie, is that was another message I kept on getting. I get along so well with his mom. Oh, you know his mom too. Okay. Did you guys just meet or you just started talking? You've known him for a while. Sounds like he's part of your community. You've known his mom for years. So you've known him for years, this guy. Okay. I think that was one message I kept getting when I was shuffling, was consistency is going to be key here. Consistency and communication. And that's, and I even said, I don't encourage anyone to chase anyone. I don't encourage anyone to, to bark up someone's tree too much. And most women are good about that. We usually know, I don't know, at least I do. I put a cap on my communication with people. I give people so much energy, so much time, where they're at in my life at that time. But so and I think that's important to keep in mind too, is he's brand new in your life. Definitely, give him your energy and your communication, but make sure it's reciprocated. Make sure that he's responding, of course, which I'm sure you will. And yeah, but that was something that I kept hearing or kept on sensing, feeling, was consistency needs to be maintained in the communication between the two of you in order for this to be able to take off, to take flight in some way. Yeah, you never want to chase. No one wants to chase. And no one, I think, I was going to say, no one wants to be chased, but that's not true. Some people love getting chased. But it ain't me, and it ain't you, honey. We are not the ones. But yeah, just take this, slowly but surely and see how things unfold. So it sounds like you've known him for a while then, if you know his mom. Yeah, hopefully he won't drag his feet here, because you don't want, you don't want to waste time in that sense at all. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophie. And you're very welcome. I'm glad to have brought you some clarity there. Yeah, just remain consistent. And all my spirit guides said, wait till January, things will fall into place. I certainly hope so, Debbie. I trust my spirit guides. I trust yours. Yeah. I mean, it's not too soon for me to, Debbie, if you want me to do a reading for January specifically of next year, it's not too soon for me to do it. For me to read for the whole of the year, yeah, that's too soon. But for 1 month of next year, I can definitely read for you. if you'd like. But I also that sounds about right. You know, I know we did a reading about like the next 3 months, and they did look a bit tumultuous. At least the holiday time. But balance will be restored. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it looks like never mind. I was going to say we are all up to speed on our donation. So we just received a donation from the lovely Miss Debbie. Thank you so much. So you want me to just ask, how do you want me to ask it, Debbie? If things will improve by January next year? Do you just want me to ask it like how will things, will things fall into place by January of next year, or do you want me to ask how January of next year will go? Yes, to which how January will go. Okay, okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. How will January of next year look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will January of 2026 look like for Debbie? All right, we have Five of Cups, Three of Swords reversed, Two of Swords, King of Wands reversed, and the Fool reversed. I do see things starting to fall into place by January of next year with this Three of Swords reversed. I see moving onwards and moving past disappointments from the past, and looking to the future with hopefully with a fresh set of eyes, because I do unfortunately see not everything resolving itself by January, not everything falling into place. I do have faith in what your spirit guides say. I do think that things are going to start falling into place come January, absolutely. But with this Five of Cups and the Fool reversed here, this is it's I mentioned with the Three of Swords reversed that Three of Swords is disappointments. In its reverse form, it's healing from from those disappointments. Excuse me, healing from those disappointments, from that hurt, and moving forward. But the Fool reversed is having difficulty in moving forward. I feel like you're going to start putting your toe in the water when it comes to moving forward, when it comes to embarking on this new path, this new journey. But you may not be fully healed, fully ready come January. You might still be feeling some residual feelings of loss, regret. But I'm not sensing regret or guilt at all, actually, so much as I am just feelings of loss And kind of a little bit of resentment towards the past, which I am seeing here with this King of Wands reversed. Some residual feelings of a lack of full agency and sovereignty in making the changes that you want to see happen in your life. And you do have the agency to do a lot, but there's also a lot that requires the cooperation and agreement of others around you. And January will feel like a new start, and it is a brand new start. Excuse me, it is a brand new start, and I do see, like I said at the beginning, I do see things starting to resolve themselves come January. But it's also like uncharted territory with this Two of Swords. Two of Swords is feelings of confusion, really feeling the I don't want to say powerlessness, but the confusion of that which is unknown. And when I'm looking at the Two of Swords here, I'm really looking at confusion towards your life's path, the continuation of your life's journey here right now. So I do see it begin. I do see like the cogs of healing, the wheels of healing beginning to turn. Absolutely, come January. But my gut says stick it out January. Start. Yeah, exactly. The wheels of change are going to start turning come January, and the wheels of healing too, as well. From disappointments of things possibly not happening, or the way things turned out over the, just disappointments, getting over those, healing from those and moving forward. Yeah, I see, but Spirit is also acknowledging, there will be some residual feelings, but that's not to say that things aren't on the up and up and aren't changing, because they are changing for the better. 100%. It's and with this Two of Swords too, it's like it's a fresh slate. It's a fresh, brand new slate with the beginning of this year, and also some time, with the winter months, the cold months, also some time for reflection, processing that confusion, that which is unknown. Yeah, no, I do believe, I do trust your spirit guides. I do trust, and but spirit just, always has to be so honest. It's like, yeah, we know that there will be residual with healing. There are residual feelings of sometimes of loss or disappointment. But it's also about moving forward from those, and the wheels beginning to turn. And I say, no time like the present, for things to change positively. I hope they start changing for the positively, for the positive, immediately. Not just come January, but immediately. Does it mean that there's not going to be rocky things on the road ahead? There likely will. It's life, ups and downs, but nothing that you can't get past. And life's all about constant changes, good and bad. And I really see next year being a much better year for you. You're very welcome, Debbie. Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you some clarity. And yes, I do have full faith in you and your spirit guides, and what they tell you. Because I know you, and you like, like predicted things for like clients of mine and stuff. You definitely know what you're talking about. All right, so it looks like we are all through with donations. That means it is that time of night. Last call for donations tonight, because I've been on for, almost 3 hours. Got a question for you. If you had the chance, would you tour the... Wait, did I already? Warren Occult Museum. Yeah, I know that one. Never been there. Pennsylvania, right? Or New York? Somewhere on the East Coast. Somewhere not near me, I think. Oh, it's in Connecticut. Oh, whoa. Okay. Never mind. Oh, so the question. Oh, I thought it was an if or I thought you were gonna ask about like if you had the chance, would you do that or would you do something else? I thought you were gonna ask something else. Okay, no, but the question is, if I had the chance, would I? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be too scared, and I wouldn't. And I'm protected. You know, I don't believe that any bad juju would attach itself to me. Of any of the things that they have in their collection. Yeah, no, I go. Yeah. I also really want to go to, well, it's not so much a cult, but the Mutter Museum. That's in Philadelphia, I want to say. I've wanted to go there for years, and I've just never been to Philadelphia, never had the opportunity. Never, or I mean, I guess I could go if I wanted to, if I really wanted to, but never really had a reason to go other than I wanted to go to the Mutter Museum. Um, but that's more like anthropological stuff. Um, they're opening it to the public in 2026. Oh wow! I was gonna say I didn't even know there was an open museum. Okay, so it's gonna be opened next year. Very cool. And you only live 40 minutes away. That's hella cool. You're gonna go, right? If I lived close to it, I would go in a heartbeat. Yeah. Very cool. Last call, everybody tonight. Last call. Last call for any and all donations. If you have a question you would like me to answer for you, now would be the time to send your donation. Yeah, you're gonna. Hell yes. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Do you know when in 2026 they're gonna open? Yeah, I'd hella go. I like spooky stuff, and not just around this time of year. I've been watching a lot of crappy horror movies lately. Lots of tales from the crypt and whatnot. I was gonna say, don't they have that doll? Don't they have Annabelle? Yeah. When have you been with Annabelle? Was she on tour or something? Annabelle on tour. World tour with Annabelle. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight. All right, looks like everyone's taken care of. Thank you all so very much. It's been a great night. I appreciate you all. Is the Warren's son-in-law does Paracon. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. So it was at a paranormal convention. Very cool. All right. Yeah, I would definitely go to the museum. And I would go to Paracon, I suppose. I should probably go to more of those things actually. But anyway, I am going to call it a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all so much. I likely will not be on tomorrow. I've got to get home tomorrow. Unless I leave early enough tomorrow, maybe I can be on tomorrow. I'll do my best to be on Wednesday. Oh yeah, come stay with you. We'll see. We'll see. That. Thank you for the invite. Thank you. I have a place to stay in Connecticut. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, I'll have to look into that. What was I going to say? Yeah, Wednesday. If I do go live on Wednesday, it'll be earlier in the day. So we'll see how that goes. Because I have my class in the evening. And with that being said, thank you all so very much. I'm starving. I need to go eat dinner. My parents have dinner for me. Love that. And I will see you guys again soon. Good night. Bye. Bye, Debbie. Thank you.